Bill is with us in Connecticut. Hey, Bill, how are you?
Doing well, Dave. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure, what's up?
My son is a senior in high school, and he's looking at colleges for next year. And we have been fortunate enough to save in our 529 plan, save enough for pretty much any school that he would choose. There's roughly about 270,000 in his 529 plan.
Wonderful.
Yeah, we've been very fortunate to be able to do that. That said, I want your opinion on whether or not we should pay for his entire 4-year schooling, or whether we should insist that he pay for some of it himself. Now, I already know what your view will be on debt, but he could take a job while in college and, chip away at, let's put a number on it, perhaps $5,000 in the course of a year, right? And do you think this is a good way of having him put some skin in the game? Or would you say, hey, he needs to focus on his studies, let him work that way?
Well, I don't use the studies as an excuse, because the data we have says that a kid who works 20 hours a week actually has a higher GPA than one that doesn't work. So that's what the data tells us. Now, having said that, I did not, and it sounds like you guys have done very well financially, and so you're in a position to do most anything you need to do here, and he doesn't have to pay for it. The only question you're looking for is him having skin in the game, him having focus and intensity and intentionality about graduating and studying hard, and not get sidetracked and take three classes in beer pong or something, right? So
exactly.
Yeah, and so what we did was we just had real open discussions with our kids. We said, you can work a job if you want some extra money. Here's your monthly budget for your spending money. We're going to cover your housing, your tuition, and your books. And but your first job is to behave. And then we listed out what that meant. And for us, it means that we're a family of believers, we're a family of Christians, and so that means you're walking the way God wants you to walk. You're not rolling, you're not doing a whole bunch of weird crap and run around doing stuff that most college students do. So you're going to behave morally. The second thing you're going to do under the heading of behave is your job is to go to class. Your job is to do the homework. Your job is to make sure you take the classes necessary and complete them to graduate in 4 freaking years, not 5. That is your job. If you behave, and you do the academic part of behave and the moral part of behave, we will pay for this. The moment that you don't, we will pay for 0. And we just said, this is your job. Now, and if you don't like the budget, that's okay. You can work extra. My son worked a lot. He likes to, he's entrepreneurial, and he liked to earn extra money and have some extra pocket money. And he worked a lot while he was in school. Neither one of my daughters did a lot. Rachel did do some events and things with us, weekends, and a lot of stuff over the summers and things. Denise did a little bit too, but neither one of them held outside jobs outside of Ramsey in terms of earning. So I didn't put that on them to have skin in the game, but we had very, very clear, very blunt, repeated over and over and over for 4 years discussions of what behave looks like. And that's how you earn this money, in other words, to go to school. I'm not paying this because, you just happen to hit the lotto and your last name's Ramsey. I'm paying this contingent upon you behaving. And it's stopped. Does that make sense? I mean, and it worked for us. All 3 of ours graduated in 3 years, and none of them are in drug rehab, and so on. So it worked, and I don't think they are. They all 3 work with us, and they have excellent work ethic. They're not lesser. They're not spoiled brats. Which is kind of what you're concerned about. And honestly, I was concerned about that too. But we just said we're not going to force you to do that, and that's how we handled it. But you can do whatever. So it's a neat discussion to have, and if you wanted to put $5,000 on them, not in debt, but say you have to earn $5,000 of your deal every year just to prove you can, that's okay. That's not that onerous. I mean, what? It's what, $500 a month or something? Jeez. I mean, that's not that big a deal. You can do that. So what you're proposing is not that out of line. I just can't tell you that I did it because I didn't. I did what I just outlined, and I got a good result out of it. But it was combined with, again, a lot of very clear, open Ramsey style communication. There's a lot of stuff around Ramsey's within our family that happens, but lack of clarity is not one of them. Arguments, yes, lots of them. Lack of clarity, no. So, heated arguments, yes. Lack of clarity, no. So that's how we approached it, and it worked out well for us, and I'm okay. I've got a friend of mine that's a multimillionaire, and he said, I'm not paying for a dime of their school. They can work their way through. I did. And he put the whole thing on them. And that wasn't what we did, but that's it. If that's what you want to do, it's your kid and your money. And so you can go either direction.